Good morning. It's Vijay here. Today is Friday, 4th April 2025. The title of today's discussion or the topic for today's pre market commentary is keep calm and carry on. Now, it may look ridiculous that how could I be talking about, being calm when there is total chaos around us, and why am I asking you to carry on? It's very simple. Yesterday, the Trump tariff came out and everybody panicked, and globally, things were really not good. US markets cracked very badly, commodities cracked very badly. And yet, when Trump was asked what does he feel about the market scenario, he says the market will boom. Now, it may look like a ridiculous statement, but I think there is method in this madness. I'm very sure that the Trump's team, which has got people like Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, he's a old-time Soros fund manager. He was associated with Soros Quantum Fund. He knows, and he also teaches. He was also teaching economic history in one of the prestigious universities in the U.S. So he knows what could happen if tariffs come like this. There will be turmoil in the globe, but at the end of the day, when the dust settles down, things will only get better than what they were just before the announcement came. The reason being that if they had not imposed, if America had not tightened the belts, that is what they're trying to do, then almost certainly they would be ruined in next maybe 1 or 2 years. Now, by trying to tighten their belt, they may postpone their problems to a few more years. And if they're lucky, then they may continue to boom. So they have worked on a plan which is very dramatic, which looks ridiculous for a lot of people. People have been questioning as to how did they come up with these numbers. Whatever way they have come up with their numbers, whether it's a simplistic formula, at the end of the day, the USA, being the biggest buyer, can demand better prices, lower prices. That is what bulk discounting is all about. So we ask for a discount in everything we do. And when we charge tariffs, or any country charges tariffs on another country, they charge on what basis do they charge? When they say 10%, why not 9.5? Why not 11.5? Or if they say 25%, why not 30? Or why not 20? People don't ask these questions. All this right now, there is total chaos among people and people's minds. They're not thinking straight. And that is why the people are talking, I would say, bordering on the nonsense. Especially, I was listening to a famous fund manager yesterday. He was ridiculing that how come the Indian markets can go up when the whole global markets are down. I would have loved to see what he would have said since September end till February end, when global markets were hitting all-time highs on a daily basis. Indian market was hitting a lower and lower levels with no big change in fundamentals. Actually, the fundamentals slowly started improving since the beginning of this year, but the market men continue to sell. While globally, markets, including our neighbor Pakistan, was hitting all-time highs. So people forget this and they wonder as to why India is doing well. My question to them is, why should India not do well when our fundamentals are improving? When your fundamentals are improving, and India being a closed market for all practical purposes, and it is domestically driven fund flows, then why should the market not be stable? Maybe it will not go up as fast as what it should do, but at least one cannot expect that the markets will collapse like what is happening in the other places where they were overbought and overbought for a long time with deteriorating fundamentals. So therefore, when Trump says the market will boom, I believe that our markets also will boom faster, earlier than the global markets. And I will tell you further why at the end of the session. So yesterday, the global market sell-off, everybody would have heard about it. Even then, the normal newspapers would have carried. Gift Nifty is lower. Let's not worry about it. US futures are lower. So US market suffered the worst one-day drop since COVID crisis. S&P sank nearly 5%, raising $2 trillion in market value. Canada hits back with 25% tariffs. Dollar index falls further, breaks 102. I've been mentioning that dollar index will go into double digits. My final target, not final target, my intermediate target for dollar index is somewhere around 95 to 98. When it was 108, people are 110, people are talking 120. It made no sense at that point of time that dollar index can go up with overbought conditions all across the globe and fundamentals deteriorating. So I think fundamentals will come back to the dollar index, which means a 95 to 98. Who knows, it may will come below that because market can never stop at what we think it should stop. So I feel that will do good for the rupee. Rupee will continue to strengthen. More important than that, it will be stable. Oil prices came back. People are talking of 70 when it was 74. A big analyst came on TV, on CNBC, and said it will go to 100 without understanding basic fundamentals. Just because you are a technical analyst and you can draw some lines and you think that it will go there, on what basis? See, technicals will be the fundamentals will be the basis for technicals. So when you draw a pattern and when you think the pattern what will happen, which I showed yesterday in one of the when one of the security, that is the US 10-year yield, I was expecting it will go to 3.4%. The reason it will go to 3.4%, in my opinion, is not purely on technicals as much as on fundamentals, where the US Treasury Secretary wanted it to go to close to 3. So once the fundamentals are in line and the announcements are in line, then the technicals will come to play. Just because it has gone to 74 now because of the Venezuela issue, so will it go to 100? I mean, you would have to understand, for it to go to 100, something dramatic has to happen in the global scenario, which in terms of fundamentals, which is not going to happen. I said before, and I say it again, Trump wants cheap oil. He's expecting 55 on the NYMEX, which means close to, he's expecting 50 on the NYMEX, which means close to 55 on the Brent. So we're still some more distance. We're at 69. We've got some more distance. And low price of oil benefits India, which is an oil guzzling country. So anyway, so if you look at the screen, you'll see Magnificent Seven stocks shed over 1 trillion. Yes, of course, they have to shed that because I think they had gone completely berserk. And then technically they have come in, US market has come into correction territory. European markets also went lower. Asian markets went lower yesterday. They continue to be lower today. And anyway, so on and so forth. So let's look at global market performance in the last 1 week. If you look at it, Nikkei is the biggest dropper. If you take 1 month, you see here only 2 markets have done well. That is Shanghai and Nifty. Nifty is up by 4%, which is the biggest gain. If you had looked just a month ago, you would see Nifty in the worst placed category. Today, Nifty is very much, up there. Even if you look at 24, the entire year of 24, 24-25, Nifty has done badly. This is actually 25. Nifty has done badly as of now. Still, Hang Seng is up, CAC is up, DAX is up, whereas we are still down. Whereas now, as we come year to date, 1.67, we are down. From 4th November 2024, we are down 3.1%. That is after Trump became the president. So we have still got a long way to go. Just yesterday, our fall has been 1%. It doesn't mean that we are out of the woods. So what is the cues this morning? Nifty closed in the red, while the Bank Nifty went up. See, Nifty has got IT in quite a big weightage. TCS and Tech Mahindra led the losses. Mid-cap advanced. See, mid-cap advanced for the second session. That is very interesting. Pharma hit a 1-month high because pharma is not touched by the Trump's tariffs. Then PSU banks. PSU banks are doing very well. I'm fairly certain that their results will be much better than expectations. Nifty Bank. If you simply look as a technical analyst, Nifty Bank is very, very, very strong. It's formed what we call a flag pattern. And flag pattern will mean that after the consolidation, then things can go berserk as far as Nifty Bank is concerned. So watch Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty closed in the green, about 200 and odd points. Then you have had Nifty IT. IT has been hit very badly. I believe IT will struggle, and I don't think I'm not a SEBI registered advisor, but I would not put my money in IT. Nifty Auto hit a 2-week low because the BYD is coming. If they don't come as a factory, they don't set up a factory. they will come through the CKDs, that completely knocked down kits. They'll assemble it here and they will sell. And metals also came down because globally metals fell. So FI sold 2,800 crores. Look at it. Normally on such a day, FI should have sold 5,000 to 6,000 crores because that is what FIs have been doing. But they sold less than 3,000 crores, which is a good thing. DIs only bought 220 crores. Yet the market, by and large, advance declines. It was 2:1. So that means 2 advances to every 1 decline. So it was a fantastic market yesterday. Look at what HDFC Bank has come after the market is closed. Incidentally, based on these numbers, HDFC Bank's share went up nearly 2% on extraordinary volumes. Finally, it closed at 1% in the US ADR. So, and ICICI did not was flat. While US market is falling. You had Reddy, which was flat. ICICI was flat. Only the tech IT stocks fell down there. So you can see the strength in across the board when selling is there, and if HDFC Bank is able to hold and go up and with high volumes, then you can expect better days for here. So advances went up by 5%, deposits 15%. You can see it on the chart, and I don't have to mention that HDFC. I don't have to mention again actually that HDFC Bank will do well if interest rates come down, and they are likely to keep coming down during this year because inflation is down. The IIP numbers are good, and overall things are looking better for the banking sector. So CASA deposits are also up. Look at RBL Bank, which is one of those bad banks. The Q4 end deposits are 4%, gross advance 3%. CASA ratio is also improved to 34%. CASA ratio is very good indicator for a bank. If you get a higher CASA, then it means that your cost of deposits are lower. Same thing with Bandhan Bank, loans and advances 10% on year-on-year, 4.5% on Q-on-Q. Deposits up 11.8% year-on-year and 7.2% on Q-on-Q. Bulk deposits up 13%. See, here there's an issue. Bandhan Bank has got a lot of its money through, a lot of its deposits through bulk deposits. CASA deposits are down. That is because Bandhan Bank was under a cloud because of the microfinance issues. So CASA is down this time, but it is up 6 on for the year-on-year, but it is up 6% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. See, in the quarter ending in September and December, things were not looking good for Bandhan Bank, so people had moved out of Bandhan Bank. Now they have come back. This is very, very interesting. Bandhan Bank should be very interesting going forward. We hold Bandhan Bank. We hold HDFC Bank. So that is a disclosure. We don't hold RBL Bank. So what are the cues to watch today? Today is the US non-farm payroll. So it comes on the first Friday of every month. So it will be keenly watched, and that may move the markets quite violently. And Fed Chair Jerome Powell is going to speak today. So he may have something to speak on the effects of tariffs. And I feel he will be very dovish. So that should settle the market. That should unsettle the nerves of people. China market is closed today. Japan is down today, and Biocon, I think, is going to raise funds. Same thing with Hudco raising funds, both of the stocks which we own. So what do I suggest? I'm just saying, keep calm and carry on. Don't panic. Don't listen to these talking heads on TV. They have really no ground experience on how the markets behave. They hardly manage any funds. And if they're managing some other people's money. So when you do what is called other people's money, you can speak any nonsense, which they continue to speak. I'm being harshly, but that is how it is. And whatever you do today, I hope it is successful. I will be positive on the market. Thank you for joining me.